upcoming preview of this season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Top storylines for this team is going to be the issue with Kobe Bryant. Is he going to come back healthy after a torn Achilles he had late last season? Feel Kobe Bryant is going to come back, somewhat be Kobe Bryant, not too slow or anything like that, because he's a very methodical player, probably one of the best players in the league. Um, but I think the guy's will and determination want to come back. The guy wants to win. I think he wants to flat out win, and that there is just not somewhat too much appreciated in this league. The guy wants to come back and win. He doesn't want to take a year off. He wants to come back when he's be able to be healthy. He wants to come back and be able to win. Another storyline is going to be Coach Mike D'Antoni. I mean, is the system that he has in place? He wants the team to be somewhat of the old Showtime Lakers. Can he get that system in place for the team to win some games? People's kind of skeptical about that, but you got to understand they won the last 40 games of the last season. They won 28-12 down the stretch after really struggling through the first half of the season. So we'll just still see if they can have that somewhat of a hangover from last season and resonate over to wins this season. Pau Gasol being utilized as a center. Now with the departure of Dwight Howard, leaving through via free agency, Pau Gasol has actually moved back to his most popular position at being at center, which I think he feels is better fit for him. You know, going in what kind of system Mike D'Antoni has. So it'll be great to see Pau Gasol there to be effective, get the ball in the block, be able to work, do what he can do, to be more effective and stop, and after a real miserable season last year. So it'll be good to see if Pau Gasol be able to oppose his will at the center position, as if it was if he was a power forward with Dwight, and it was just too much clutter, and it was just not working with that team last season. Can Steve Nash stay healthy? Steve Nash is 40 years old, and it's going to be really tough for him to stay healthy. He doesn't play a real reckless style of game, but I think if he just gets bumped around too much, then I think he'll be out. But I think he needs to stay healthy to keep this team afloat, to make sure that he can get the certain guys the ball so they can be effective. Because the Lakers do not have any kind of real defensive great players on their team at this time, so Steve Nash really has to be effective. Okay, 2014 via free agency. Will the Lakers tank, somewhat tank, and go for LeBron James or Carmelo Anthony? That's definitely a huge storyline. Will they be able to do that? I feel that when free agency comes, will they be able to go for him? Yeah, they'll probably do. They're gonna make their pitches for these players or whoever is there at free agency if they have the money to. They'll think they'll be able to do that. Will Kobe recruit for the 2014 free agent class? I think to a certain extent he'll be able to be recruiting, to see if guys is going to be able to want to come to play for the Lakers, even though he's not under contract himself. But I think his whole thing is that he wants to retire in LA, and then you bring someone in, they'll be the new face of the franchise, and that'll be good for Kobe to actually to hand the reins over to another player that could play at a high basketball IQ. If the Lakers starts to lose, will they go into the where they load for the NBA draft lottery with the loaded draft lottery? Maybe so. I don't really think they're gonna tank. I think when Kobe Bryant's out there, he's gonna try to win every game he can possible. But that doesn't mean that they're gonna still win. Just because you try to will your team to win doesn't mean you're gonna still win. And my personal Laker experience, I think, hey, listen, if you got a shot to get one of those great young players from this draft and do it, and also go into free agency where you'll have the guy primed in the future. You have the guy primed right now to take over for Kobe, and then you have another superstar in the making in the future, which I think will just benefit the team altogether. Problems with ownership, like everyone knows, it's been publicized issue with Jeannie Buss and her brother Jim Buss after the passing of Dr. Buss. What they're going to do, what decisions they have to make about the franchise, because everyone knows Jeannie Buss does handle the financial problems with financial situations with the Lakers, while Jim Russ runs basketball operations. Well, it's been a lot of issues going on. I think the hiring of D'Antoni, Phil Jackson, and just not be able to sign Dwight. It's just been a lot going on with management. The people has just been um, voicing their frustrations about the situation with the Lakers. I think with Pau Gasol leaving via free agency, I think Pau Gasol's going to stay. He's gonna, but he did let people know that he wants to get his market value. I think he wants whatever the market, whatever he deems as a valuable as val as valuable he is on the market. That's what he should get paid. So if he plays at a very high IQ, let's try to expect him to get somewhat of a higher pay, a high enough pay for the production he does. Um, and the last one is going to be the personnel changes to fit the more up tempo style. Um, they made a lot of trades and changes, and the Lakers right now has players that fits up tempo up tempo style with Mike D'Antoni. Will it be will it work? It can work. I feel it can work, but they really need to really see on after the 14 free agency or whatever players they have, then they could probably have an identity instead of that more up tempo control pace style. The Lakers record, I think they're gonna win 44 games with 38 losses. 44 and 38 is respectable. It's going to be the lower tier of the Western Conference, trying to fight to get one of those playoff spots. But for what the roster I see right now on the floor, that's all I can see the Lakers really doing. Not being able to do too much. So they should be somewhat of a lower seed playoff team, fight hard, and and that's what I feel about the Lakers.